Whether you're a fan of Sound Euphonium or not, everyone should check out Kyoto Animation's musical masterpiece.
ずっとずっと一緒だと思ってた。
あなたには羽がある。どこまでも広がる大きな空があるの。物語はハッピーエンドがいいよ。
リズと青い鳥。
Liz and the Blue Bird is a 2018 Japanese animated slice-of-life drama film directed by Naoko Yamada and written by Rieko Yoshida. Taking place after the first two seasons of the anime, this movie focuses on two supporting characters from the second season, Nozomi and Mizore.
The film revolves around these two characters, who are third-year students now. As the band prepares for nationals and the third year's graduation slowly approaching, Mizore grows depressed as her separation from Nozomi draws near. The band is assigned to play a piece based on a German fairy tale called Liz and the Blue Bird, with Mizore playing the oboe solo and Nozomi playing the flute solo. At the same time, we see the story of the fairy tale, which focuses on a young woman named Liz befriending a blue bird that can take human form. This story also has connections to Mizore and Nozomi in their past, present, and future.
For those of you that have been following my channel for a little while now, you know that Sound Euphonium is one of my favorite slice-of-life anime, so I was really excited to see this companion movie, and my excitement was not disappointed. Now, of course, this is a Kyoto Animation project, so unsurprisingly, the animation is beyond excellent. Actually using a more minimalistic and basic color approach to the movie when compared to the animation of the TV series.
This movie takes place from Mizore's point of view, and she's a girl who sees things as simple and not that colorful, except when it pertains to Nozomi. So the animation helps complement this tone and mood. But that doesn't mean that the animation isn't beautiful. I actually found myself really loving this style of animation, not to mention that the backgrounds of each scene were as beautiful as they always are in any Kyoto Animation project. I could pause the movie and stare at these backgrounds for hours. The animation in the fairy tale scenes are even better. The colors are really bright and colorful here, especially in the character designs of Liz and the Blue Bird. And the background in these scenes uses light and gentle watercolors, really emphasizing that fairy tale-like feeling.
In both stories, the movie uses smart visual storytelling in order to express how the characters are feeling without the movie having to explain it. I love it when a movie like this does it, and it made me enjoy it even more. And much like with the characters in the anime, I enjoyed the characters featured in this movie and found them very relatable. I found it interesting that our four main leads from the TV series are mostly relegated to the background for a majority of the movie, Kimiko and Reina only getting a couple of lines. I thought that this was a smart choice though, so the movie has more time to focus on Mizore and Nozomi, as the movie centers around them. And for those, including me, who want more of these two, can look forward to the other Sound Euphonium movie coming out this year. Speaking of which, I love how this movie serves as a companion to the TV anime, but also stands out on its own at the same time. Anyone can watch Liz and the Blue Bird without having seen the first two seasons of the anime and still be invested in the troubles of our two main leads. It helps to know the story of Mizore and Nozomi in the first half of the second season, as the movie sometimes talks about it, but it's not necessary. It's both a companion-like sequel and its own entity entirely.
Speaking of Mizore and Nozomi, these two girls are extremely relatable characters. Their worry and anxiety about the changing of their friendship and the incoming threat of their future decisions hangs on them throughout the entire movie, even if they don't show it. Their friendship itself and how each doesn't seem to be able to let go of the other feels real, and how harmful that can individually be for the both of them. But through talking and communicating these feelings towards each other, they can keep their friendships alive, even if they have to separate in the future.
The supporting characters, though not heavily featured or having any character arcs, were enjoyable as well. The three supporting characters featured are Mizore and Nozomi's fellow third-year classmates, Yuko and Natsuki, as well as a new character in the series, the freshman Ririka.
It was fun to see Yuko take charge as the band club's president, which she became at the end of the second season of the anime. She makes a great president, and you can see how much she's matured since the first season of Sound Euphonium. And Natsuki serves as the vice president of the band club, while also still loving to tease Yuko whenever she has an opportunity to do so. The two of them are super cute together, and it was fun to get to see more interactions between these two characters. Ririka, though not really developed all that much, is a cute character who is bubbly and often aloof, Though it is interesting to see how she manages to break down Mizori's social barrier and become good friends with her.
These supporting characters, while not shown all that much, were still fun to watch as I love all these characters from the TV series so much. I thought that the themes in the movie were really strong as well. The anime itself has always had themes that brought about interesting ideas, conflicts, and character development that you don't normally see in most slice-of-life anime, and the themes in Liz and the Bluebird were no exception.
While the fear of graduation is always in slice-of-life anime that feature third-year students, the way it is executed in the movie brings it a few more levels up than you might expect. Mizore and Nozomi's relationship is already complex from the original series, but the events featured in the movie make it even more complex, which gives us some intriguing and engaging conversations. And how their relationship connects to the fairy tale of Liz and the Blue Bird evolves as the movie goes on, and it takes a different direction than you might expect at the beginning of the movie. The troubles that both Mizore and Nozomi individually go through and pertaining to themselves and their friendship can resonate with lots of people who have been in similar situations as those two. The thought that you will soon have to be separated from your closest friend and not be as close as you are currently, but knowing that it's for the best and to continue being tied together wouldn't benefit anyone in this relationship. So the two have to learn to move on from each other while still keeping the love that the two of them share in their friendship.
It's a smart script that helps the movie execute these themes smoothly, and it brought out a lot of emotional moments. And lastly, the biggest achievement of Liz and the Bluebird is not only having the best music of the franchise, and that's saying a lot, but also having the best sound design that I've ever heard in an animated film.
The music in Sound Euphonium has always been excellent, with the band performances always being the highlights of each season. And although the music in this movie is much more soft and soothing, only really featuring piano and violin pieces, I found myself digging the music even more here than in the TV anime. It also features my favorite musical piece in the entire franchise, the solo that Mizore and Nozomi play together. There is no dialogue throughout this entire scene. Every thought, emotion, and feeling that each character has is expressed in their playing of the music and their small expressions. It's a piece that, like some of the characters in the scene, brought me to tears. But it pales in comparison to the movie's masterful sound design. I don't know how the movie does it, but each sound in the movie both blends in well with the individual scenes while also standing out on their own at the same time. There are two scenes that feature Mizore and Nozomi walking through the hallways of the school. The first time this happens, their footsteps sometimes matches with the rhythm of the music, but then sometimes they sound like they are off beat. When the two of them strengthen both their individual goals and their friendship, the second time the scene happens, their footsteps are completely in sync with the music, not missing a single beat. This happens a lot throughout the movie, and it helps elevate a lot of the visual storytelling and engaging scenes.
Now, I do have one negative with Liz and the Bluebird, but it's honestly just a nitpick. And that negative is that even though I love the simplistic and minimalistic pacing and tone of the overall film, I did find that it was a bit too simplistic and minimalistic at times.
It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying the hell out of each and every scene in the movie, I just thought that it was a bit too slow moving at times. I sometimes found myself checking how much longer the movie was, which is surprising since the movie is only an hour and a half long. No scene drags or felt like it was going on for too long, and this slow and simple pacing fits with the movie's mood and tone. I honestly don't know how to explain it, but I did find myself pausing the movie at different times to check how much time was left or to get up to grab a snack or something every so often.
It might just be a me thing, so that's why I'm saying that it's mostly just a nitpick. In the end though, Liz and the Bluebird is another Kyoto Animation masterpiece. It uses a simple and minimalistic animation and visual storytelling, relatable and engaging characters, strong and mature themes, and some of the best music and sound design that I've ever experienced in a movie before. Sure, it can be a little too slow at times, but that doesn't stop Liz and the Bluebird from being a successful experimental musical masterpiece. Even if you've never seen or even heard of Sound Euphonium before, I urge you to see this movie. It really is one of the best anime films that I've ever seen. I'm going to give Liz and the Bluebird an A. I can definitely see this as a movie that I sit down to watch a few more times over the next few years. There's so much attention in the little details, and I'm excited to watch it again in my second viewing. And the many times after that.